What's going on, guys? Welcome back once again. We're back on the Falcon again this week. We got the challenge coming up. If you're new around here, the challenge is this car against another guy here in town. He has a YouTube channel as well. He has a 64 Biscayne wagon, inline 60. He turboed as well. And I thought it'd be funny to call him out. At the end of the day, he's the Ford guy with a Chevy, and I'm a Chevy guy with a Ford, which makes it even funnier because I really don't care to hurt the car, but here we are. Anyways, if you watched the last video, which if you haven't, you should go watch it. We did the first drive on this thing and figured out what little bugs are left that we need to fix. First things first, the clutch, it was slipping. You could hear it in the video. If you couldn't, you should have been able to. It was slipping pretty bad. But what's weird about it is if you get in the car and you just take your foot off the clutch really fast, the pedal doesn't just come right back up like it should. So there's a spot on the clutch arm, the fork arm that comes out of the transmission that has a hole in it that I'm pretty sure is supposed to have a spring on it. So I did find a spring and I'm going to hook it on there and make it to where it does pull some tension back off of that, and hopefully that is our issue there. If not, I did go ahead and order a clutch. So today I would like to figure out for sure if that's what it is. If that's all it is, sweet. Then I can go get my money back. The stinking clutch for this car was $400. That's ridiculous. Anyways, we're gonna try that. As far as it had spark knock. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last video. We're gonna go ahead, well, I'm gonna go ahead and jump up the jet size in the carburetor. I have some jets in the cabinet here, and this carburetor the jet in it looks like it's the same as a Holly jet. So we're gonna go ahead and up the jet size. That way we can get rid of the spark knock. If that doesn't fix it, we'll back the timing off a little bit and see if that helps. As far as the carburetor messing up when you let off the throttle, I think it's all due to I don't have a blow-off valve on this car. So I think once the butterfly closes in the carburetor, all that boost is just trying to go inside the carburetor through all the venturas and everything, and it's not happy about it. So we got to get a blow-off valve on it. That's in the mail. I have the wastegate. We're going to go ahead and put one of those on there because if it ever decides to stop boost leaking or whatever's going on, it's just going to get all the boost and it's not going to be good. So I ordered the wastegate I ordered. It came with a 10-pound spring, but I also ordered a 5. So I'm going to go ahead and swap it out for the 5-pound spring because we don't have the fuel system to support much more than that. So what else? Oh, the turbo hat, the carburetor hat, whatever you want to call it. It's just like a press fit on there onto the lip of the carburetor. I had said that I wanted to drill a hole in the carburetor and mount it that way and put a self-tapper in it. Well, I don't want a chance cracking the carburetor because it's just made out of like a cast aluminum stuff. So I have some baling wire. We're gonna make our own custom metal zip ties. We're gonna wrap it around the charge tube around the carburetor and just tighten it up so that way it can't come apart again. All we need is to stay down on there because right now the vibration of the motor is like vibrating it off of there, plus the boost and all that. So we just got a few little things to fix. Anything else on my list over there? No. Jet, carb hat, the clutch spring, and a blow off in the wastegate. So we're gonna try those things and see where those get us. We're trying to beat Jim's time. He did kind of leak them, so we're trying to aim for faster than that, obviously. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. Then we're gonna start this challenge. It's gonna be a good time. We were talking today, I guess there's a mountain close to here. I don't know, and he's talking about climbing the cars to the top of this mountain and doing like off-roading stuff. I don't know, I'm game for all of it. You guys just have to wait and see because it's gonna be funny, it's gonna be fun. What's not to like about it? So anyways, I'm gonna get this car in here real quick and get underneath it. We're gonna hook this clutch spring up and all that good stuff. So I'll be right back. All right, this thing's on stands, obviously. I've kind of already figured it out and already fixed it. Let me get underneath here and I'll show you what I did for the clutch spring. Okay, so this here is the clutch arm I was talking about. It had a hole in it right here, and I had the spring laying around, and this bar up here that the jack is on is the cross member in the front. So this is an old piece of carburetor linkage that I just bent a hook on this end, bent a hook on that end, hooked it together, then hooked this on. I hooked it all together. I've already got in the car and hit the pedal, and it feels so much better. So let me get out from beneath here. So what's next? Hopefully that's going to fix that, because that'll save me from having to pull the transmission out. Not that I'm against it, but that's $400 right back in the pocket that I'm okay with. The turbo hat. Let me see if I can show you that. Okay, this is the charge pipe that I made, and you can see here the gap between the end of this tube and the carburetor here. It's actually, yeah, see how it's loose? So the plan is that needs to stay all the way down like that. So I've got this, I call it baling wire. It's real thin gauge wire. What my plan is, I'm going to go around the top of this, around the bowl, and back around, and then I'll twist it together. That way it kind of holds it down onto the carburetor. It'll keep it from pulling up off of there. And but before I do that, I'm going to pull this off and get this bowl off of here and change the jet out in that carburetor. I think we're just going to go, well, I'm going to eyeball and figure out what size it is. We'll probably go another 4 above that, because I would rather it be too rich than way too lean. So I'm gonna get the charge pipe off of this the rest of the way. We'll get this bowl off of here, and then I'll be right back. Alright, I figured I'd show you a little bit of tearing this thing apart. Just putting a rag underneath of here to catch most of the fuel that's gonna come out of the bowl when I loosen these up. Because of previous owners, this no longer has matching screws in it. So we got a mixture of Phillips and flatheads, which is whatever. But it just has these 4 bolts around, screws around the outside. Come on now. One on the bottom here you can't really see. I've had this off about 500 times, so it's a little easier because I know where everything's at. This is when it should start leaking. Oh yeah, there it goes. Alright, one more. Alright, there's the bowl. Pull this pin, and then you get the float. Set that over there. Now this just has one single jet here on the bottom. So this flathead screwdriver, pop that out like that. That's weird. It gets tighter as it comes out. Anyways, now this does not have a number on it. Let's see if I can show you guys. Usually there's a number stamped on the side of it right here, but because this is a Chinese aftermarket carburetor, this is not stamped. So we're just going to have to go off the hole size in the center of this, and I'll see if I can't find one bigger that I have. Okay, so this here is the original one, and this is the smallest size that I have in my Holley jet thing that I got. I got a whole bunch of different sizes, and I've just grabbed the smallest drill bit that I have, and it does fit in the smallest one that I have, but it's real close to going in the old one. So this size is a 64, the new one. This is obviously probably one size smaller, so I'm probably gonna put a 66 or a 67 in it and call it good. See what happens then. Okay, I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera, but the one on the top is the old one, the one on the bottom is the new one. It's actually, I went with I think it's a 69 size. Actually, it'll tell you on the side here. Oh, 68, stamped on the side. That's the way this one should be, but it's not. Anyways, you can see the size difference. It isn't huge, but it's definitely something, so we're gonna go with this one, see how it does. As far as putting it back together, everything you just did in reverse. Put this in here, if you can, come on. Tighten it all down, call her good. And then we'll wrap that baling wire around all this, just like that, and should be good to go. Put our float back in. But yeah, I'll get this all back together and I'll show you what I'm going to do for the turbo hat. Okay, so this here is just that baling wire like I was saying. I took it and I went around the carburetor twice and then just wrapped the two ends together. Now the plan is I'm just going to take these vice grips here, lock them around it, not on it, like this, it's through it. And then I'm just going to twist this up. This is from the old Derby days. That's how we used to wire doors shut. It's pretty simple. Just twist it up. Hopefully you don't go too tight and it just snaps. Boom. Just like that. Now that is on there. I'll just trim off the excess here with the old wire cutters. Just like that. Fold that over, boom. Now that should not come off of there again, in theory. I just need to put this turbo drain back on, and then we're gonna go test drive this thing, see how it does. I'd like to see about the spark knock before I get too much further, because we got to cut a hole in the exhaust for the wastegate. Hey, I did start it previous to this video, well, this clip, and it does seem more responsive. Oh, that feels so much better. Anywho, let me get on the road. I'll turn that back on. I will say this. It definitely feels way better driving slow as far as carburetor responsiveness, whatever, with that bigger jet size. So I don't have high hopes on the clutch, but it is what it is, I guess. We'll get this thing out, back out to Mexico. Give her a rip. See what she's about. She's still smoky though. Oh well. Alright, let's see how she does. Still slipping. Yeah, still slipping pretty bad. Guess we're doing a clutch, aren't we? Hopefully the wind noise isn't too much for you guys. Oh well. At least the transmission, this thing doesn't weigh too much. Uh-oh, we died. We died. Not good. Come on, honey boo boo. Oh yeah. She's actually just a diesel. Oh yes, I love that. Yeah. The more and more I run it, look how it's so rich. Anyways, the more and more that I drive it hard, the more and more the clutch just starts slipping. So definitely gonna need a clutch. But then again, it could just be the clamping force of this clutch just isn't enough for whatever power it's making now. I did see 3 pounds back there, so better than the 1.5 pounds we were seeing before, I guess. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna head back to the house. Okay, it is a little while later. Made her back home. I did stop and put fuel in this thing, and it created a whole mess of issues. A couple videos ago, I was having issues with the fuel. Even it was brown, and I drained out the entire tank and I put all new fuel in it, and I thought we were good. Well, apparently we're not. This is the fuel filter. Yeah, it's not supposed to be that color. Apparently when I put fuel in it, it stirred up a whole bunch more, and it actually, you probably can't even see it, but it smashed the element on the inside of this. Either way, that's not good. So I had to, I pulled into Jim's house and I had to take his wagon. And I hate to say it, buddy, but your wagon's slow and it's going down. Anyways, sorry, I got excited. I took the wagon and got another fuel filter, and it barely made it back home. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to run a fuel cell in the back of this because the stock tank is not doing well, which is no big deal. I have a couple of my Derby tanks still. I'll just throw one in the trunk of it, and we'll run a hose down through one of the 73 rust holes in the trunk and just run it up front. So that way we got good fuel. That could also be what's causing the spark knock, is all the bad fuel and all that. So I know that's definitely not helping the carburetor out, obviously, because we're gonna have to clean it again. So regardless, clutch is here. Went and picked it up, and it's hilarious because it's so little. Like, there's nothing. Anyways, so they come with the throwout bearing and the pressure plate and the alignment tool. Hopefully the flywheel's not too bad. If it is, we'll give it the old flapper wheel adjustment there. Not too worried about it though. But anyways, then I'm gonna get this thing up on stands, and we're just gonna start yanking this transmission out of this and get this swap done and over with, and then we'll worry about the carburetor afterwards. Getting the clutch taken care of is priority number one, and then later on we'll do the carburetor. So I'm gonna get this thing up on jack stands and start fighting. Hopefully this is bad and it's not just these old clutch on these can't hold that much power. Well, that's not good signs. It doesn't look terrible. I mean, it doesn't look good. I mean, it is kind of wore down. You guys see? It's not all the way to the rivets or anything yet, so it's not terrible. And it's kind of glazed over, but that could just be from it slipping. This here is the pressure plate, obviously. Not a ton of hot spots, but I don't know. This thing's weird. Little bitty guy. Yeah, this doesn't feel terrible. That doesn't look that bad, but this thing did have some vibrations to it. If you would push in the clutch, the vibrations would go away, and I was assuming that it was the pilot bushing. It doesn't look terrible, but it does look kind of big compared to the thing. But the new kit did come with one, so I'll bring it down here with me and I'll compare it. If we gotta change it, we gotta change it, but in all honesty, we probably won't. But let's go get the new kit down here, and I'm just gonna throw this all back together. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time making you watch all this. I was hoping for some like catastrophic stuff. That would have been cool, but here we are. Let's get the new stuff and get it back in. All right, I was just comparing the old stuff to the new stuff, and obviously this looks way better than this. I mean, like I was saying, it's not all the way wore down, but it's just kind of glazed over and whatnot. And I was just looking at these. Inside of here, there is 2 springs per side, I guess you could call it. So there's 2, 2, 2, and 2. And here, there's three springs per side. So maybe this has a little more clamping force. That would be cool. This just looks more substantial. Not that we broke the old one or anything, but then I was looking in here at these little springs because I ain't never seen nothing like this before. And then I noticed one of them is off. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to stretch that back up inside of here and clip it back on, but guess it's no big deal. Just Ford quality. I'm just kidding. This has nothing to do with Ford. This is a Power Torque. I've used those clutches a lot. I never see anything like that, but it is what it is. I'll get it clipped back on. Like I said, I'm just going to throw this back on. We got some messing around to do with the transmission. I'll come back when I'm ready to do that, but hopefully I don't have to change this pilot bearing. Maybe I'll show how I do that if I have to, but I'll be honest, I'm not really trying to do all that. Anyways, I'm going to get the clutch back up in here, and I'll be back here in a second. Okay, yes, the clutch is back in the car. No, I did not swap out the pilot bearing. Yes, it's bad, but yeah, whatever. Moving on. I don't have time for all that. So, transmission. Not only do we have to change the throw-out bushing. Yeah, that's what it's called. Anyways, we got a new one of those. We also need to mess with this shifter. Now, as funny as it is to have the shift pattern reversed, these arms were already on here when I picked the transmission up. The linkages were not, so I had no idea what went where. So as of right this second, obviously, this one needs to go to that one, and this one, they need reverse. So I'm going to work on getting that situated, and it's just real loose and sloppy, and I'm going to see what I can do to doctor this thing up. And I still find it hilarious. From here forward is bell housing, and from here back is just tail housing. This area here is all the transmission is, and it's no bigger than my hand. It is hilariously small, like here to here is transmission. It's so little. Anyways, I'm gonna mess around with this shifter for a little bit, see if I can't get it better, and then I'm gonna fight this thing back up in here by myself if I can. I don't see why I can't. I got it out, so. Anywho, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so transmission. I was right. These are not supposed to be facing up in the air. Whoever done this before didn't know what they were doing, but that's okay. I got it all adjusted. It is shifting so much better now. The only way to get more slop out of it would be to buy the plastic bushing kits that go in here to take up a little bit of slop here and here. And as far as this, it's just wore out. So there really ain't much more we can do for that. So I'm gonna swap out the throw-out bearing. I think that's what, yeah, throw-out bearing. And then I'm gonna struggle and just throw this thing back up in there off camera. Yeah, and then we'll start working on this carburetor because it's got to be cleaned up, and then we got to get a fuel tank in it, and then we're going to take it for another rip, and I would like to go make a hit with it for this video and see where we're at for time-wise and how it's performing and everything. And then next video is going to be the challenge video, so it has to be done this week. No ifs, ands, or buts. So whatever it is by the end of this week is what it is. So I'm gonna keep busting this thing out. I'm just gonna throw it back up in here, and then I'll be back when it's time to mess with this carburetor. Yay. Well, once again, it's dark out, but everything under the car is done. Drive shaft, trans, shifter, all of it is all back together. I think the only thing I need to do is adjust the Z-bar linkage stuff, but that's easy enough. It's literally just right here. That's a couple little nuts, just adjust it up. So next up on the list is the fuel system. I have this old Derby tank here, and excuse the mess, I decided I was finally going to put trans oil fluid in this transmission. Completely overfilled it, made a mess everywhere. Typical. Anyways, this is a, I want to say an 8-gallon tank-ish. Either way, it has good fuel in it, and it's not going to be dumping garbage into this carburetor constantly like the tank is sitting now. So we're just going to throw this in the trunk, run that line to the line that's already underneath the car, Bob's your uncle. Then we just gotta take the bowl off of the carburetor one more time, spray the jet out, spray the needle and seat out, and make sure that that thing's back up in working order. And then we're gonna hit the road on this thing and see what it does. Obviously not tonight. I don't even know if the headlights work on this thing. I have not even tried. I really don't care. Anyways, yeah, I'll probably do all that as soon as I get off work tomorrow. There's a bunch of stuff in the trunk that needs cleaned out, and that'll take me 2 minutes. That'll take me another 4 minutes, and then we'll hit the road in this thing and see what it's about. So I will probably catch you on the road tomorrow. All right, guys, it's obviously the next day, and I have been fighting this carburetor for the last, literally since I got off work. It's mid-afternoon, well, it's late now. Anyways, I think we finally got it figured out. This carburetor has just been complete trash to me all day, but maybe I'll throw in some clips. I was out earlier trying to get clips of this thing. It would run out of fuel, then it would overfuel, and it was just wasn't a good time. It does sound cool though. Now you got a big old cam in it. And then it does that. So that's pretty cool. This thing has decided to act up again as soon as we got out here to Mexico. Slight intermission. Let me go beat on this carburetor with a hammer because hey ya! What's the cheat code? 3 over here, 1 over there, 2 over there, 1 more right there, 3 more, whatever. I don't know. We're hoping now that the camera's back on, it's gonna run fine because I just ran it and it was doing just fine. So let's see how this clutch is gonna hold up. I got pretty high hopes, but I'm gonna wait for this car to get by, and then we'll give this thing a rip. All right, let's go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, there's 3.5 pounds, and it held it. Yeah, the wagon is going down. The wagon is going down. Wow. And it's running great. That is awesome. I'm pretty sure, and I don't want to toot my own horn, I'm pretty sure that it broke the tires loose in first gear. That was awesome. Let's see if we can do that again. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Okay, we still got spark knock, but that's okay. That's just a timing issue. It is running plenty rich still. There's still plenty of black smoke coming out at wide open throttle. And to be completely honest with you, I know for a fact I'm still not getting wide open throttle. So oh man, this is gonna be good. Don't y'all be running over to Jim's channel and telling him. But he is for sure going down. All right, this is awesome. The old girl made it back home. There's a few more things that I want to tweak on just a little bit. I want to mess with the timing, and I do have a blow-off valve and a wastegate, but neither of them will be here till tomorrow. But I'll get those on at another time. I'm not really too worried about it. And I do believe, personally, that with the blow-off valve on it, it's going to help it maintain boost, because right now, every time I lift off the gas, it's just stuffing the charger with all that boost. So in return, we're losing boost, but with the blow-off, it'll help us maintain the boost, and with setting the timing back, retarding the timing, it's going to light the charger harder and sooner. So I'm going to mess with the timing, and then we're going to take this thing out for one final rip, and then that's what it's going to be for the challenge. The blow-off valve, I'll have to get it on off camera. I'm not too worried about that, but yeah, I'm excited. And the wastegate I have is going to have it set at 5 pounds. So if it ever makes it to 5 pounds, which I kind of hope it does, that'd be cool. We'll run 5 pounds of boost for this challenge. So let me mess with this distributor, and we'll take this thing back out again and see what it does. Okay, I've already went on one little test run. It was at 12 degrees initial originally. I knocked it down to 9, I think it was. And then right now, it still had a spark knock. It wasn't as bad. I just knocked it down to 6 initial. So we'll see how that does. And then hopefully, spark knock should be gone at this point. That's pretty low timing numbers. So let's see how she does. All right, let's see what she's got, I guess. That was 4 pounds. The clutch is still holding on mint. We still are spark knocking though. I don't know if you can see it when I'm doing that, those sudden hits of black smoke. I'll probably try just going up another jet size, because I've noticed that it's not as much black smoke the whole time. So maybe it's going lean. Like I said, there's only 6 degrees in it, so I'm not sure what it gets up to after that, but I'll try a bigger jet so we can richen it up, and then if that don't help, I guess we'll go back to timing. But either way, I am freaking pumped. This thing is an animal compared to what it was. What a blast. What a blast. It's the police, don't look. Everybody act natural. I can only imagine that phone call to the cop. Somebody calling me in. Yeah, there's a clapped out Ford Falcon out here making turbo hits on this road. And then he shows up and he sees this thing. Anywho, let's head back towards town. Alright guys, well, I think that she's as ready as she's going to be. It is the next day. I did go ahead and get the blow-off valve on there, so it sounds even cooler now. I messed with the timing a little bit, and I did go ahead and throw another bigger jet in it. It helped a little bit, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that. It's doing really well. You guys have to come back and see. Like I said, the next video will be the challenge. Hopefully we win. Hopefully Jim goes down in the wagon, but time will tell. So you guys have to come back and just see. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed all this. I've had a blast making this car what it is now. You guys have to let me know, what should I do with it next? Because after we beat Jim, man, I have to tote it around town for a little bit and brag about it, especially drive it by his house all the time and just rev up at him and whatnot, call him a loser. But anyways, yeah, I'm sure you can hear it running, because for some reason they decide on inline sixes to make the header part of the manifold, and if you shut this thing off, the carburetor will heat soak and decide to vapor lock completely. So we'll just leave it running everywhere I go. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I have. It's been a blast. Make sure you come back next Sunday and see how it does in the challenge. I got high hopes, so we'll see how it goes. But that is going to do it for this video. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.